It was very important for us to do the expo because we do feel very strongly that the decisions that teens have to make at that stage in their life is going to impact their career, you know, into their adult life.
I think what Lynn is doing is phenomenal because they can go to school, but with a goal in mind.
Lynn Lee approached me from Community Futures Development, and she asked me if I would be interested in talking to 500 teenagers about what it's like to be an entrepreneur, and I was like, really? You're kidding me, right?
I sat down with Lynn and we got along great right away, and we had the same kind of idea as what we wanted to do. And I think it worked out too that I had my own business and we were talking about entrepreneurship. So
I had meetings with all of the Cornwall and SDNG guidance counselors to talk to them about the idea of having this expo, and they were all on board. So once I got their approval, I contacted some young, local, successful entrepreneurs to see if they'd give us some time out of their busy days to come and talk to the students about what their challenges have been, their successes, just talk to us about their journey to becoming an entrepreneur.
I think it's really important for them to start asking the right questions at that age, because a lot of people either go to school and hate it, or they go to school and they love it, but they might not stay in that same job or training that they went through for. I mean, that happens a lot now. People don't have the same job for their whole life. I think it's important for them to think about what they want to do, and like for me, doing radio and doing voiceovers is not something I ever thought I would do. But if you start on the right path of something, sometimes like those doors will open that you never considered doing this. It's like, oh, I didn't know that was a job. Like me, I didn't even know that was a job. But I think that people need to sometimes make their own job.
In the early years, we had a lot to learn about entrepreneurship. Coming from an artistic mindset, this was an unknown territory for us. You have to believe in yourself and in your goals, even when every door closes and no one else can see your vision.
What I was hoping that we would be able to do is to motivate the students to follow their particular dream or their passion. You have to set goals, you have to set short-term goals to and accomplish those, and then continue along in that fashion. And so I guess it felt very very important to me to be able to motivate other students where my own children were 10 years ago.
So the CFDC is involved in youth programs because our ultimate goal is job creation and community economic development. So one of the really efficient ways, but long-term ways that we can do that, grow jobs, is to get more people to start businesses. And the best way to do that is to start young and let them know that it's a possibility to do something like this when they're in the high school grades.
But I don't drive the truck, so have you ever seen me behind the wheel of that thing?
So the grade 11 and 12 students are our target customers. So maybe they decide that they want to go into entrepreneurship, but maybe they decide that, you know what, maybe entrepreneurship's not for me. Maybe they want to go into the trades. And if they were a tradesperson, a lot of tradespeople eventually become entrepreneurs. People that are mechanics open up mechanic shops. People that are welders open up welding business. People that want to go into game development. There's a young fella, Nick, 17 years old, sold the summary app to Yahoo for $30 million. So maybe we don't get them through business and through entrepreneurship at first, but it becomes another means once they get in through the trade that they were looking for.
I taught these kids that age group, so I have a vested interest in where they're at right now and where they're going. So I was really honored to be asked, because I think it was a very cool opportunity. But I just thought, if anyone's seriously considering this, someone needs to be honest with them and say, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and being your own boss isn't like the coolest thing in the world. It's actually really, really hard. And do I think I encouraged even one of them to go into the business? I don't know how to answer that. I have to say I was pleasantly surprised at the feedback I had afterwards. Again, you know, the local high school is just up the road, and the kids do come down here on their lunch break, and I had a lot of them thank me for being honest. Yes, you could have the best business plan, but you also need to have a personal plan to take care of you, because if you don't take care of you, no one else will.
I was scared, excited, nervous, naive, and very broke, but I wanted it so bad. I will never forget opening the first check I received in the mail from a retail location. It was $77, and I stood in my kitchen feeling so proud. Someone had actually paid me for something that I had created.
When I was a student, if this would have been available to me, I wouldn't have felt so, big question mark in front of my face all the time. I've always had ideas in my head. I've always loved portions of what I'm doing now, but I just didn't know how to get there. I didn't know, if it was okay, if I was going to be judged. You feel like you have to do well in school, you have to go to college or university, and that's, what you have to do. When you see people giving acceptance speeches and they say dreams do come true, that is really true, they do. And I think if your dreams are realistic and you allow yourself to grow and imagine the possibilities, then they are absolutely out there.